I mean, does it get any better? Did you just watch the match that I just watched? Aryna Sabalenka rips the heart out of Madison Keys and the American public, who were hoping for an all-American matchup in the final of the women's tournament at the U.S. Open. Coco Gauff's already there. She takes out Mukova, and the match between Sabalenka and Keys just finished, and that was crazy. So I'm going to break down that match, and then we're going to look at the matchup between Gauff and Sabalenka, the new to-be world number one Aryna Sabalenka, and we're going to break it all down here on The Slice because that's what we do. Let's go. Okay. That was crazy. That was crazy. Aryna Sabalenka threw Madison Keys after getting bagelled. It's bagel time in the first set again by Madison Keys, who is hitting a huge ball. Anyways, we'll get to that in a second. Shout out to you guys for being here. And if you haven't heard of the new scientific study that has just come out from the University of Science, showing that if you subscribe to The Slice, you actually become a better tennis player. So no matter what level you're at, from you played college, you dink around on the weekend, you can get better by just subscribing. And if you don't believe me, try it out. It's a free trial. Appreciate you guys being here. And Go Sport is our sponsor for this tournament, and they are doing a giveaway, a free giveaway of the best tennis bags in the world to one of our subscribers. So to enter, you need to leave your email below with Go Sport. Their link is below, and sign up to their newsletter. That's the first thing. Sign up to their newsletter, and then subscribe to the Go Sport YouTube channel, link below, and The Slice. Just those three things, and you're in. Winner will be chosen after the end of the tournament, which is nearing, because we have got the finals set for the women's. We've got Coco Gauff, as I said, and Aryna Sabalenka. What a matchup. Let's go what just happened with Sabalenka, because that was an amazing comeback. And people were talking about how the fact that, she's gotten to this stage before in the semifinals and lost a number of times from a winning position. This victory, coming back from how, she was, Madison Keys was serving for the match, coming back from that for Sabalenka, was potentially like a career-defining win, because now she's one match away from her second major, and she's going to be number one in the world. And with the way she's playing right now, she looks like on hard court like she's definitely the best player in the world currently, and she plays an amazing brand of tennis. I mean, it's amazing. So what happened in that match? So Madison Keys comes out hitting the ball great, and Sabalenka's hitting it terrible. Doesn't have her timing. She's getting pushed around by the pace of Keys, and she's frustrated. She's barking at her bench. She's getting mad. Loses that set pretty quickly, obviously 6-0. In my head, though, I'm going, she's not going to fully collapse. She's won a major before. She knows how to get it done. She's going to stick around. And she stuck around, and it was a closer second set. But Madison Keys still goes up a break and serves for it, and was never even close to getting that game. Gets broken at love by Sabalenka, who I think really Madison Keys had some bad errors in that game. I'd have to play it back. But got let back into the match. Sabalenka holds. They go to a tiebreak. Sabalenka wins the tiebreak. Third set, still close again. Gets all the way to a third set tiebreak. I think they had breaks again, break back. I'll pull up the stats here in a second. And then they go to a match tiebreak, which at the US Open is 10 points. Sabalenka gets up. She's up like 6-2 or 3, and then she wins to get to 7-3 and drops her racket, thinking that she's won the match. Not the case. So that was like, that can totally break your concentration. I mean, lucky for her, she was like ahead enough that it kind of didn't matter. Like, she was up, I think it was 7-3 when she got there. So, I mean, I think she won the next point, and then it's like 8-3, and then you just gotta not seriously choke. She's already won a major, so she didn't choke. Unfortunately, you can't really say the same about Madison Keys. Once she served for the match and got broken, to me, it did not feel like she could really win that match. It didn't feel like she believed she could win that match. So she got close again. She was 3 points from winning it again so that was actually the closest she was to winning it. She was 3 points from breaking Sabalenka in the I think at 4-5 or 5-4 in the third set, but it didn't really feel like she had that belief in her, and you could see her get really tight and snatchy on the big points in the big moments, and that's really tough for Keys because I know she felt bad about how she played when she lost to Sloane Stephens in the U.S. Open final back in 2017. So that story kind of continues for now, but with the way she is playing, her ranking's going to shoot up again. She should be able to believe that she's going to be back in these scenarios a lot more and feel better about it. But basically, Sabalenka won ugly in this match, which is the sign of a champion. Like, you can't play your best tennis all the time, and she didn't play her best today. She played pretty good at parts, but definitely probably not her best, and she still found a way to win against a player like Madison Keys, who was playing very, very well. So that's huge for Sabalenka. Coco Gauff, let's pull it up here, takes out Mukova in 2 sets, despite these idiotic protesters in the crowd, one of them gluing themselves to the ground and yelling. So there's like a 45-minute delay for that. But Coco Gauff serve decent, 61. I don't really understand this. So 61% win on first serve, 67% win on second serve. Breaks Mukova 5 times. Mukova breaks her 3 times. Yeah, kind of a weird, not a very high quality match. Like, you can see that. I saw only the end of the second set. 13 winners, 25 unforced errors. 15 winners, 36 unforced errors for Mukova. So in reality, pretty bad tennis match. But again, Coco Gauff with Brad Gilbert in the box, winning ugly. That's what you got to do. So now we've got Coco Gauff versus Aryna Sabalenka in the final. The American Queen, the next in line in the royalty of Serena Williams versus Aryna Sabalenka, the number 1 player in the world, probably the player who hits the biggest from the back of the court. Major champion, great, funny person, great player. So how's this going to go? You saw Sabalenka really lean into the Keys backhand and pressure that side, and Keys missed going up the line, being late with her shot so many times. Where can Sabalenka, go to try to expose Coco? Obviously, the forehand is the main thing. I feel Coco can get late with that shot at even when she has time. So with the speed of Sabalenka, I feel like a lot of it will just be defensive, topspin that Coco will be hitting, and it's going to depend a lot. If, I think, Coco Gauff's a better mover and defender for sure than Madison Keys. So that's going to be interesting. She can grind it out maybe better than Madison could. But it's going to depend a lot, I think, on how Sabalenka is playing. If she's playing her best and hitting the ball really clean, I think she will be too much for Coco Gauff, but you'll never know. We'll see who rises to the moment. It's hard to believe that Coco would. She's 20 years old. She hasn't won a major. Sabalenka has won a major, but Coco has been to a final multiple times, but you don't know if that's going to be good scar tissue or bad scar tissue. So we will see, but that's a great final. That's objectively an amazing final. Coco Gauff, Aryna Sabalenka in the final of the U.S. Open. Who you got? Let me know down below. I'm picking Aryna Sabalenka in 2. I love Coco Gauff. She's the greatest. Like, what bad thing could you say about her? But I just feel like Sabalenka is too tough right now on the hard courts, and she played a not great match today against Keys, but I think she's going to snap back in and play some good tennis and get her second major. That's my prediction. It was hilarious to see Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports randomly coming to the tennis the other night to watch Sabalenka, and now being like a huge fan of Sabalenka, betting on her, showing how stressful it was to follow tennis. And yeah, you're welcome to the scene, Dave. It is stressful. These are why I have gray hair at 20 years old. It's stressful to be a tennis fan, and these matches go late. They don't make any sense. There's protesters going in the crowd. These tennis players are insane. Some of them, like Sabalenka, throwing her racket at their coach, and her coach like laughing at her during the match. That's hilarious. So welcome to the world of tennis. It's nuts, and I believe Sabalenka is going to win the U.S. Open on Saturday. So we will see. Let me know what you guys think below, and we will see you next time here on